Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, 9 persons in custody in connection with a murder on West Bay Street overnight. A husband and wife facing charges in connection with that big weapons bust in Grand Bahama. And the police chief talks crime. We'll explain coming up in the Bahamas tonight, which starts now.
Now in HD. ZNS Network presents The Bahamas Tonight. This portion of the news brought to you by BTC Everyday.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Keishla Adderley. Thanks so much for joining us. Topping the news tonight, investigations continue into a murder on popular tourist strip Cable Beach last night. Now authorities are questioning a number of persons in connection with the crime. Our Clint Watson has more on that and other crime news from overnight.
The grief was inconsolable. A family mourning openly on West Bay Street, the popular tourist strip of Cable Beach. Police Chief Superintendent Paul Roll says it was near the Land Shark Hotel where the crime unfolded. It would be detected by an off-duty police officer who was driving in his car around midnight. He stopped to intervene when he saw 2 men apparently involved in an altercation. At that point, he heard gunshots ringing out.
He then came over to check when the assailants got into a Nissan Primera and sped off, heading east along West Bay Street. He requested assistance. Officers came to assist, where they intercepted the vehicle in the area of Goodman's Bay and took 9 persons into custody that were found riding in this vehicle, making good their escape away from the scene.
The victim has been identified as 28-year-old Kieron Dean of Derby Road, Yellow Elder. The firearm believed to have been used in the incident was recovered by police during the pursuit.
So we believe those persons in this vehicle are responsible for this latest homicide here in Cable Beach.
Police also reporting last night another shooting incident, this time involving their officers. South Beach Police Station officers were driving on patrol around 4:30 p.m. in the area of Coxway off East Street South when persons drove past the officers, striking the police car. While the officers pulled over expecting the vehicle to stop, but instead the culprit sped off. That's when police gave chase.
The persons who then went into the Coxway and at a high rate of speed and turned into a cul-de-sac, finding themselves then blocked in. The driver of the vehicle exited and armed with a knife attempted to run, had nowhere to go. He then charged at the officer, who drew his pistol and shot the individual to the upper body. This man was transported to hospital where he is right now listed in serious but stable condition.
At his annual Crime Statistics press conference on Wednesday, the Commissioner of Police admitted that the fear of crime is impacting Bahamians. To this end, the force has intensified its strategy for 2016 and efforts to reduce this fear. Clint Watson, ZNS Network News.
In news from the courts, a husband and wife were charged today in connection with that big weapons find in Grand Bahama on the weekend. Our Fern Carey was there for the arraignment.
Police have charged 31-year-old Grand Bahama resident Rajiv Dames and his wife, 38-year-old Grand Bahama shipyard electrician Katina Dames, in connection with that major firearms and ammunition discovery on Grand Bahama 5 days ago. The couple, who has a 4-year-old son, is facing 34 firearm-related charges. They are accused of having a number of 9mm Glock pistols and .40 Glock pistols in their possession with the intention of selling them to others. It is also alleged that they had 9mm magazines, .380 magazines, and .40 magazines in their possession to sell to others. The couple is also accused of having 751 rounds of 9mm ammunition, 176 rounds of .40 ammunition, and 86 rounds of .380 ammunition in their possession. Court papers also show that the defendants had 13.32 ammunition, 18 rounds of .35 ammunition and 2.38 special ammunition in their possession with the intention of selling them to others. They pleaded not guilty to all charges and were remanded in custody. The contraband was discovered during a routine traffic stop in the Freeport area. In court, Rajiv James pleaded not guilty to 4 traffic offenses. Chief Magistrate Joanne Ferguson Pratt will decide the issue of bail and the venue when they return to court on February 18th. Fern, Carey, ZNS Network News.
Yesterday, we told you that the police commissioner said during his annual crime report that he was concerned about last year's crime figures. Well, tonight the focus is on firearms smuggling. Altovise Munnings has details.
According to the Royal Bahamas Police Force's website, 51 firearms have been taken off the streets so far in 2016. But in 2015, 391 illegal firearms and 8,297 assorted ammunition were seized by officers. 191 firearms were recovered from intelligence and public information, while 120 were found from searches by the police. 252 pistols comprise the majority of that figure, along with shotguns, revolvers, rifles, and imitation firearms. Commissioner of Police Ellison Greenslade revealed this week that every firearm discovered by police officers are electronically traced to find out where the weapon was manufactured, stored, and who purchased it. Results have showed that most of the firearms found here in the Bahamas come from the United States. Another firearm tracing tactic used by the police is called time to crime.
From the point of purchase in a store in Florida, not by a Bahamian. That gun was on our streets 15 days thereafter. That is what is called a short time to crime.
The Royal Bahamas Police Force charged 240 persons for firearm-related offenses in 2015. 144 cases were placed before the courts. 74 have been completed, while 70 remain pending. The commissioner outlined this trend detected by the force's Firearms Tracing and Investigation Unit.
That a Bahamian could go to America, form a relationship with an American or a citizen of America, and when we subsequently arrest the Bahamian on the streets of New Providence with a gun, his travel records will show us that he or she has been moving back and forth.
And the police force fully credits its partnership with the United States government in limiting the amount of firearms that arrive here.
For the first time in our history, a very senior agent from ATF, resident in New Providence, working out of the U.S. Embassy, and also a very senior agent from HSI, Homeland Security Investigations, working very closely out of the embassy. And the cross-fertilization between those people and our Firearms Tracing and Investigations Unit and our folks in Florida were able to get some good things.
Altovise Munnings, ZNS Network News.
If you know of a crime, you're asked to call Crime Stoppers at 328-8477. You can also reach them toll-free at 242-300-8477. You can also check out their website at www.crimestoppersbahamas.com. Let's stop the crime before it's your time.
Passport deadline just days away. Some 1,100 new passports remain at the passport office for collection. We'll bring you all the details coming up in the Bahamas tonight.